Good evening, countrymen and women, and welcome to Election Update. This evening we are discussing two main issues: the rigging of the dollar and the rigging of COVID certificates. Okay, we are in an election year, in an election month, and we are counting down to the big day. We are counting down to 12 August 2021, when Zambians go to the polls to choose their leaders, to choose their president, to choose their MPs, their mayors and councillors. It's a wind of change. It's a year of change. And we must be updated about what's going on around us and what the PF regime is doing, trying by all means to confuse people, to lie to people, to do whatever they can to retain in power. So one thorny issue that's been going on is the issue relating to ECZ. You know, ECZ has become like it's the talk of the day. ECZ is the talk of the day. Everywhere you turn to, issues pertaining to the elections are all coming back to ECZ. This institution, which is the puppet of the PF, this toothless institution which does not see the wrongs which the ruling government, the PF, do in elections, of vote buying, of violence, they don't see it. The only wrong that they see is from the opposition. So what is happening now? We are about 19 days away from the election, and the issue is that of accreditation, accrediting of polling agents from the political parties, and also the accrediting of monitors stroke observers from NGOs, from civil society, from churches. Up to now, as I'm speaking to you, none of the political parties have had their polling agents accredited. And polling agents are critical to the transparency of elections. They are our eyes and ears inside the polling station to ensure to say that the process of voting, of vote counting, tallying and announcing is done according to the law. Now, as if the challenges we are facing with PF and violence that are hacking us with pangas is not enough, ECZ has been silent on the issue of the requirements for polling agents and polling staff. Remember, in my last video I said polling staff are those people who are directly employed by the ECZ to help with the conducting of elections, and polling agents are those that are engaged by political parties to be our representatives in the polling station, because we all can't be there. So the question has been, do polling staff and polling agents require a COVID clearance certificate? That has been the question which we have been posing to ECZ, and ECZ are running away. They are running away, dodging, playing cat and mouse. They are not responding to this question. Up to now, the CEO or Chief Elections Officer, Shindano, hasn't addressed this critical issue. But on the ground, what has been happening, and I've had conversation with several people who have been engaged by ECZ as polling staff, they are saying that, please, UPND, just tell your people to get COVID certificates. Because this is going to be like a trick which the ECZ and the PF are going to use. At the last minute, they're going to say, oh, we forgot. Actually, according to the Ministry of Health guidelines on COVID, you do need a COVID certificate after all. That can happen because the ECZ can't be trusted. Despite me engaging the ECZ, engaging their PRO, Patricia Luhanga, I don't trust what she told me, because she told me that COVID certificates are not a requirement. That's what she told me. The public relations officer for the entire ECZ, I called her directly and she told me COVID certificates are not mandatory. In other words, whether you have it or not, you can still be a polling agent. You still be allowed access to be a polling agent or polling staff. That was the ECZ. But on the ground, and when I say the ground, I'm talking about local councils, because local councils are the ones who have been subcontracted by ECZ to employ or recruit polling staff. The local councils are actually asking for COVID clearance certificates. So who's fooling who? Is it ECZ or the local councils under the directorate or directorship of town clerks? That has been the question. So we've been told, you know, the window of change is so massive that even people that are in the PF, who you perceive to be in the PF, are giving us tips and saying, they are whispering to us in UPND to say, please just get those, just tell your people to get COVID certificates. Now imagine the challenge of getting COVID certificates for over 50,000 people, polling agents. That is a mammoth undertaking, because these things are not cheap. But you know what? The PF have found a way of rigging COVID certificates. And when I say rigging, I literally mean getting a fake COVID certificate. These people are issuing COVID certificates to people who they perceive to be theirs. And they don't actually know that some of the people that they are recruiting as the polling staff are actually our people. And they're coming back to tell us, they might not be our people 100%, but they are our sympathizers. And they're coming back to tell us to say, but we are being asked to provide the COVID certificate. And actually the PF is paying for their own polling agents. And I'm going to share that document with you. I'm going to share that document with you. And please, when I share that document with you, share it with the others. I'm going to send you a copy of a COVID-19 certificate, which is actually being bought without even, you don't need to be tested or anything. You just need to pay 150 kwacha and you are given a COVID certificate. The PF have got that loophole. And we know about that loophole. I know about that loophole because somebody tipped me. So that is what the PF are doing. They have started rigging. They have started rigging COVID-19 certificates because even them, they don't have the capacity to have everybody tested. Because the natural process of COVID testing is that it takes about 5 days before you get your results. They don't have that time. None of us have got that time. So they've improvised a quick way of getting COVID certificates from health institutions. They've got their own people who they have planted who are signing off those COVID certificates. And it has become like a fundraising for the PF. Because they are charging about 150. A genuine COVID-19 a genuine COVID-19 certificate takes about 4 days, 3 to 4 days before you can get it. Go to Siders in Kalingalinga there. It even costs more, 1,500. I told you last time. But the fake COVID certificates are only costing about 150 kwacha, and they are being given to people who are perceived to be PF polling agents. That is what is happening. They are rigging COVID-19 certificates so that they can disadvantage the UPND at the last moment. They will say, no, actually, Naimwe, stand produce my COVID-19 certificate before you can enter the polling station and before you can be accredited. That is what is going on. The PF are so desperate to hold on to power that they'll use any kind of technicalities, any kind of deceit, any kind of lies, just to derail the UPND, just to catch us off guard. As I'm speaking to you, the files and the applications for all the agents in the UPND are ready and waiting. But they're saying we can't start accrediting until the 29th when we finish training our polling agents. 29th is only about 11 days away from the election. Are they going to manage to accredit everyone? We are going to wait and see. But that's the tip that I have for you. So, if you want to see that COVID certificate, just WhatsApp me, just comment. Or rather, when you WhatsApp me, just WhatsApp me with the words COVID certificate. Just WhatsApp me COVID certificate. Those of you who are not new to this page, you have my number. If you are new, it's 0977 86 42 90. 0977 86 42 90. We want to talk with the evidence, and the evidence is there. So WhatsApp me on that line and comment a COVID certificate on my WhatsApp. And when I share with this document with you, please share with others. The other time I shared the Kamwala Prison Register, the challenge, because I had to send to over 2,000 people. I don't have those bundles, please. So if you get it, come back to this page and comment thank you, so that somebody said you have it, that fake COVID certificate, and also share it with as many people as you can, so that you can see that these people are ahead of us. They know to say that they can't manage to get genuine COVID certificates, so they are rigging COVID certificates, PF made. So I'll send that to you. That is all that I had to say on the COVID-19 certificate. It's time that we do not trust ECZ. We can't trust the establishment to tell us what is real or not. I can't trust the ECZ to tell me to say we should relax, that COVID-19 certificates are not a requirement. When people who are on the ground, actual polling staff being recruited by ECZ, are required to produce a COVID-19 certificate at a cost to themselves. We can't trust ECZ. So if you're a polling agent, or if you are a polling staff, please, if you can, go to one of these hospitals where they're giving COVID-19 certificates, fake ones, buy them, either 150 kwacha or 100 kwacha if you're more than 5 or 10, I'm told. Buy it. Don't be caught napping. Of course, it's sad that we have to conform to some of these ridiculous conditions. But this is like a final. a football final where we have to do what we can. Things that we can do, let's do. Those what we can't do, we will outrightly reject them. That's all that I had to say on the COVID-19 certificate. The next topic is rigging of the dollar. Rigging of the dollar. You know, the PF of late, in a desperate attempt to hold on to power, have come up with all kinds of economic concoctions and incentives in order to appease the urban dwellers. One of them you heard was the so-called debt swap. The debt swap, which is nothing. It's nothing. The debt swap is nothing. You have a loan as a civil servant and they say, no, we have introduced a debt swap. It's useless. It's rubbish. All that they are doing is freezing the deductions on your pay. They freeze the deductions on your pay for 3 months. They give you a 3 months holiday. After 3 months, my dear, when the banks hammer you with the deductions, they'll get the entire salary and you even go into negatives. For 3 months, you won't be getting paid. That's a debt swap which the PF has introduced. So these full salaries, I'm told, some civil servants have gotten full salaries. These full salaries that you have gotten, please, don't be fooled by them. Don't be deceived by them. They are just to incite you to vote against your better logic, to vote against your better judgment. And your better judgment tells you to say that PF has destroyed the economy. They have destroyed the country. Don't be deceived. Don't be enticed. So if you've got a full salary, please don't spend it or save it. Because when the banks are going to hammer you, number deductions, they are going to hammer for the entire 3 months, the holiday which the PF has given you, which they are calling the debt swap. So that is one of the economic incentives. What is the other? Today we have heard from Antonio Manza, PF media director. This guy who knows nothing. I've known Antonio Manza for years actually, in political circles. And what is becoming PF really is very disappointing. It's beyond disappointing. He's just become an outright liar, a pretender. And today he's announcing to say that the cost of fuel, the pump price is going to go down at midnight tonight. Who are they trying to impress? They are saying the dollar now in Shirirabombo at some border post there has reduced to 17 kwacha. And Antonio Manza is talking about economic fundamentals, to say the economic fundamentals under the leadership of President Lungu have improved. Which economic fundamentals? Antonio Manza is not an economist. He's never read economics. He was at Unza, I was told he failed. He didn't even graduate. So what does he know about the fundamentals of economics? Maybe his good friend Lubinda Hawazoka, who also has got a diploma in economics from some unknown Russian university. Probably maybe it was also rigged. Who knows? Maybe he's getting his advice from Lubinda Hawazoka, who to me is not an economist at all. He's a political hooligan. He uses economics to lie to the people of Zambia that the leadership of President Lungu has done much in terms of the economy. When there are no jobs, when the cost of living continues to skyrocket, there is nothing that they have done. There is nothing that the PF has done. So this increase, this appreciation of the kwacha, and this pending reduction in the price of fuel, look at it as an economic gimmick, by the PF to entice or to impress Zambians in voting for them. And I know the majority of you are not going to vote for them because you've already decided. Look at this. To begin with, there is no way that the kwacha can be improving. There is no way that the Zambian kwacha can be appreciating when jobs are being lost. The fundamentals of the economy, or the thing that drives an economy, is production. Why am I talking about production? Because for you to get the dollar, for you to earn dollar in your country, you must produce and export. What does Zambia produce which can bring us foreign exchange? It's nothing. What do we produce? Copper. The copper is not even ours. So we do not have the basic economic fundamentals for the kwacha to appreciate. What has happened is that PF cadre, who's now the Bank of Zambia governor, remember they removed Danny Kaliaria as Bank of Zambia governor. They put Mvunga Kadansa. The first photo that we saw of our new Bank of Zambia governor was him doing a split in a club. That's the person who has got the keys to the Bank of Zambia. So what does he do? What do you do if you want to reduce for the kwacha to appreciate artificially? Because what is happening is the artificial appreciation of the kwacha. You just pump more dollars, release more dollars into the economy. think of the dollar as the economy. I mean, think of the kwacha as tomatoes. Or think of the dollar as tomatoes. What happens when farmers produce a lot of tomatoes and supply them on the market? The price of tomatoes goes down, not so. What happens if there are fewer tomatoes being supplied on the market? The price of tomatoes goes up. So what the PF has done is a very simple thing. They have simply pumped more tomatoes on the Zambian markets. They were holding some dollars somewhere, and they have just poured those dollars on the market. And that's why you're seeing an appreciation of the kwacha. You see, it's artificial, and it won't last. The true appreciation of the kwacha must be driven by sound economic activities, which leads to the opening of companies. More companies being opened, more products being produced to satisfy the local market, and whatever is left is being exported, and an income, an exchange rate, and an income on exchange or forex is coming into the country. Meaning, if we are producing a lot of things as Zambians in our industries and manufacturing setups, it means our foreign countries or foreigners are going to be wanting to buy those things, and to buy them they have to buy kwacha. That is what gives a currency value. So I won't dwell much on that. All I'm going to tell you is that Antonio Mwanza and Ruvinda Habazoka are not economists. They are pretenders. They are political hooligans who use economics to lie to Zambians that things are improving. Things are not improving in this country. What they have just simply done is they have rigged the kwacha. And even the increase, or rather the reduction, which is pending, the fuel price reduction, it's nothing, it's not going to last. That reduction is not going to last because it is based on them just pumping dollars into the economy. They kept those dollars. They've just pumped them into the economy so that the economy can be seen to be improving. So to sum everything up, the PF are going to use political and economic tactics to impress or entice Zambian people to vote for them. Don't fall for those tricks. I've talked about the rigging of COVID certificates, literally rigging, producing fake COVID certificates and selling them to the Zambian people, or to be specific, selling them to those that are being recruited by ECZ as polling staff, and those of our people we have chosen to be our agents in the election. Those people now are required to have COVID certificates, yet the ECZ has not confirmed or denied this. They want to catch us napping, and we won't be caught napping. So our polling agents, polling staff, find the 150 or 100 kwacha, go to any nearby health institution, and also buy the same rigged COVID certificate. Because if it's good enough for the PF, it is going to be good enough for the UPND. That is how it is going to be. So thank you very much for listening. If you're just joining me now, this has been Election Update, and I've been talking about two issues. The rigging of COVID-19 certificates, or producing of COVID-19 certificates, which are now a requirement as far as ECZ is concerned. They have not said it, but they require it. The issue is that they want us, UPND, to relax, not to get the certificates, while their PF hooligans, cadres pretending to be polling staff are going to get them at a fee from a certain clinic. And I've told you I'm going to share that with you. Go back to the beginning of this video or broadcast. I gave my number there, and I've asked you just to comment with COVID certificate, and I'm going to send it to you. So if you're joining me now, this has been your host, Mainda, updating you on issues to do with elections as we head to the big day on 12 August. If you're on YouTube, just type Mainda on YouTube and subscribe to my page. These videos and broadcasts are going to be uploaded on YouTube as well, so that you can watch them in your own time. Thank you very much for tuning in. And remember, your voter's card and your NRC are the most important tools. Keep them. Don't sell them to anyone. That is your power. That is your voice. That is your power to change this country. Your power to improve the economy, for more jobs, more recruitment of teachers and nurses, and improvement of the business environment, so that if you're in business, your business can improve. Not this dollar they are rigging. Dollar you have to rig. They just pour more dollars which they had kept in Bank of Zambia on the market. They flood it for the next 1 month, and the kwacha reduces a bit. It's not going to last. Civil servant debt swap is a trap. Don't fall for it. Vote for PA. Don't vote for PF, but vote for UPND and President Hakainde Hichilema. Zambia forward. Thank you very much, and God bless.